Hello, this is Ben Silk back with another video, and today we're going to be talking New York State Section 1, not Section 1, where most of these teams are Section 1, funny enough. We're going to be talking about the New York State Championships from Class AA to Class A to Class B to Class C and Class D. We'll be predicting them, and I'll be breaking them down a little bit, more so about the teams I know about more, but we'll just be talking about it. Obviously, not as familiar with these teams as much as Somers, but I'm an alumni from Somers, if you don't know. Yeah, just 1 year ago. 1 year alumni. But anyway, yeah, it's a shame we didn't make it, but still got to represent my Somers. And yeah, 3 years in a row, I think we'll be back next year. But the Garnets did beat us, and they played well. Like they played phenomenal in that game, and at the end of the day, they were the better team in that game. But let's get started, and we got 4 state championships to predict, and right away, Somers isn't in it, but yeah, last year they were only Section 1 team that wasn't it. This year we got 3 Section 1 teams sitting in the 4 state championships. Mamaroneck didn't make it because Saratoga Springs beat them, but taking a look, we got Sleepy Hollow in Class B, which they've been pretty good. But looking at the 2 top teams in the section, and in my opinion, Soma's always number 1. They probably still are. Just the Garnets played better that night. We got in Class C, Bronxville, 11-0. They are ranked 3rd in the state. Apparently they've had a great season, and they're that good. Like, this team seems to have come out of nowhere, and yeah, best team in Section 1 apparently right now. And then the Garnets beat the Tuskers 13-0, 5th in the state. And yeah, those are your 3 Section 1 teams. But we're going to start off first with the class that does not have a Section 1 team in it, as Class AA, as we have Saratoga Springs. They're coming into this matchup at 11-2 as they take on Christian Brothers Academy Syracuse. A year ago in Class AA, Christian Brothers Academy Syracuse played Christian Brothers Academy Albany, and that was a phenomenal game. A game-winning last-second touchdown by Christian Brothers Academy Syracuse. And that was just a great ending. Just showed that both those teams deserved it, and at the end of the day, it was Syracuse that got it done. Of course, Syracuse winning the Class A 2021 championship as well. They're now trying to go back-to-back in the Class AA, and take on Saratoga Springs, and Saratoga Springs got blown out by Christian Brothers Academy Albany in the regular season, but beat them in the playoffs. So yeah, and they also beat Mamaroneck, but Christian Brothers Academy Syracuse, I just feel like is the better team. They've been dominant, they're undefeated, and they've been a good team for a while. They won the championship last year, and I just feel like they've had a really good season, winning a lot of their games by a good amount. But yeah, I think Saratoga Springs also a great team. They're gonna give them a fight, but at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be a one-score game where Christian Brothers Academy is gonna take it 37-33. Possibly a go-ahead touchdown, and then the defense this time showing up to stop the Saratoga Springs from scoring. And I think, yeah, this is probably going to be the most entertaining state championship out of these 4, in my opinion. Yeah, I got Christian Brothers Academy winning 37-33 over Saratoga Springs. But now we are on to, let's switch it up a bit, Class D. Yeah, you got to save the best class for last. That's Class A. And Class D, yeah, we got a Section 1 team in this one, as we got Tuckahoe 10-1 on the season as they took on Tioga. I think that's how you pronounce it. I honestly don't know. You know, I'm bad pronouncing names. But anyway, yeah, Tuckahoe, just looking at it, they got blown out by Bronxville, and that's their one loss. But yeah, Tuckahoe ranked 49th in the state compared to Toga being ranked 21st. And yeah, just because, like, just looking at, like, Tuckahoe's matchups, it could go either or, I don't think. Like, there's a reason why both these teams are Class D, but I just feel like Tagoga, they also I forgot to mention, they've won 12 games in a row. I just feel like Tagoga is going to get it done, and it's going to be a more defensive game where I think Tagoga pulls away, and I think they take it 21-7 over Tuckahoe. Yes, I hate to predict against Section 1, but just seeing the stats and how these the games these teams have had, and just these seasons, I just feel like Toga's the better team, and they're going to get it done. But now, let's go to Class C, and we got Bronxville. They're ranked 3rd in the state. This Bronxville team, I don't know much about it, but they've come out of nowhere, and in Section 1 as well. Of course, yeah, the Tuskers have played them in lacrosse in the past, but yeah, Bronxville takes on Chinago Folks, who's also 12-0, and they're ranked 8th in the state. But I feel like this Bronxville team, they've dominated everyone they've played, and I think that continues into this game. I don't know much about like the players on the team and how the teams are, but I feel good. I feel confident saying that this Bronxville team, based on what I have seen, they're going to come in and put up a great performance in this game, showing why they're a top team in the state, and they're going to be a threat in Section 1 next season. And yeah, I think they get it done 42-14 over Chinago Folks. Just also looking at these matchups, yeah, Bronxville's played a lot of tougher opponents than Chinago Folks, whatever it's called. And yeah, and they put up more impressive wins. So yeah, more dominant wins. Yeah, so that's why I just feel like this is going to be an easy championship win for Bronxville. And they've played like state champions all year long. Class C, 3rd in the state. It's crazy. But anyway, let's go to Class B. And we got Kevin's hometown, Sleepy Hollow, as they take on Monroe. Sleepy Hollow, another Section 1 team. Yes, 12-1, Monroe 11-0. Sleepy Hollow's one loss was to Bronxville. The Class C, who's in the Class C championship? My prediction to win the Class C championship. And they got blown out. But besides that, Sleepy Hollow has gotten some good wins against their opponents, and they've played tough opponents as well. Compared to Monroe, who's dominated most of their games, but a lot of the teams they played weren't that amazing. So, yeah, this is telling me, I think, Sleepy Hollow, just looking at it, they're the better team here, just based on how they play tougher opponents, and my gut's saying I think Sleepy Hollow goes on a route in the state championship, just like Somers did last year. Not as much points, but I think they get a statement win. This Sleepy Hollow team, they deserve it. On the things I've seen, they've been playing like a championship team this season, and I think they'll get it done against Monroe, 44-21. But now, folks, the moment you've been waiting for, as we have our New York State Class A championship, as we have the Somers Tuskers, as they take on Brighton. Wait. No, it's the Garnets. I was like dozing off there for a second. Now it's the Garnets taking on the Bright. And I wish it was the Tuskers, but now we got, in a dream world. Fortunately, 4 straight, not going to happen this year. But, Brighton, the team that played Whitesboro into the game to get to the state championship game, where they played what Whitesboro played Somers last year. And, Whitesboro blew them out. This year, Brighton gets into that state championship game. And And yeah, they're looking to get it done, but they take on the Garnets. The Garnets. They have put up such a great season, undefeated again. They won the Class B championship in 2023, but they've not been able to. They were not able to get by Somers in 2024 in both football and lacrosse. But 2025, they were able to get it done, and yeah, but that team with Shoemaker, their quarterback, Karsten Miller, yeah, they've been just that Garnets team has been playing phenomenal, especially in that Somers game and throughout the playoffs since that game, and yeah, I don't see a world where the Garnets are gonna lose this game, but I do see a world where they're gonna make it interesting, as they have allowed opponents when they played them in the past in the playoffs to put up some more points, which makes me think that their defense may not be as amazing. And I'm talking about this season as well. Like, the defense does allow points. They had when Somers shut out Harrison, only allowed them to put up 7. Garnets allowed them to put up 21, and that just makes me think that Brighton's gonna put up some points here. But I do think the Garnets get it done. Brighton makes it interesting more towards the end, but the Garnets get it done 35-24, and your Rye Garnets are your 2025 New York State Class A football champions. But I think Somers will be back next year. But yeah, that's gonna basically do it for this episode. Those are my championship predictions for the New York State Championships from Class AA, Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. And I want to know, comment below, who are your predictions? Who you think is going to win each championship? And let's see how good I am. Obviously, haven't been following it as much this year since I'm off from college, but I wanted to give it a shot, and we'll see how I do, just based on what I've known and seen about these teams. But I'm Ben Silk. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.